All right. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Henrietta. It's a huge delight to be here today. If you can hear me clearly, I believe you can hear me clearly. Yes. You can just type in a yes in the chat. I've seen a few names where you're joining us from. Thank you. I've seen Angola, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Mali, Rwanda, Nigeria. You're all welcome. All right, so today we're looking at strategies for ongoing growth and development. And since we'll be spending 1 hour here, we're just going to go on. It's 5 past 5 already. Okay, what we're expecting today, while we're looking at this topic, we're looking at it to explore effective strategies for ongoing professional development for educators and to empower teachers to enhance their knowledge, skills, and teaching practice to improve students' learning outcomes. Everything we are is about the children in our care. So this is why we're looking at it today. Henrietta Atselimhe. I'm a teacher. I recently put together a small book, an ebook for teachers who teach comprehension to help them teach comprehension effectively in schools. I'm a lifelong learner. I learn every day. I learn from every single thing, movies, billboards, children, all around. I learn from everybody. I learn from plants. I learn from animals. I learn all the time. And I'm highly principled. I like to share this because people can, people can dance around things and not stand their grounds, but I'm principled. I do what I do. My yes is my yes, my no is my no. But if there's a chance to look at it the other way, I am open to that. I'm a trainer for Beyond Success by John Maxwell, I'm a facilitator, and I train teachers. I work with teachers all the time. Okay, so it's my pleasure to be here. And I'm really, really thankful to Gary and Steve for their support so far. Thank you. So I'd like to start by asking this question. I like to ask people this question when I work with teachers, and I'd like to also have you listen to this and share your thoughts. Where would you rather be? Where things happen for you or where you make things happen, and why? Just type your answers in the chat. Nothing too long, just share your thoughts. Where would you rather be? Where things happen for you or where you make things happen, and why? Okay, so we'll be reading. Let's hear your thoughts on this. Okay, where things happen, where make things happen, gives me control over situation. Okay, I learn the most. Where I make things happen, it makes me more valuable. Okay, great. Where things happen for you or where you make things happen, Abolaji Modinat. That's not very clear. Where you make things happen. Why? Okay, to show leadership. I'm not going to be able to read through everything, but thank you for your contributions. Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on. Thank you. I can make, okay, control. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. All right, so we're looking at strategies for ongoing growth and development. Why strategies? Why are we looking at strategies? Because education is changing. A lot of things are changing. The way education happens these days, is not the same way we started. Okay, last year it was different. This year, there are new trends, everything is evolving. So we need to keep learning new ways to help us get better as individuals because we are educators. We need to keep learning new strategies to help us grow, to help us expand our knowledge to help sharpen our skills so that we can keep being on top or staying on top of our game while we work with children from different parts of the world. Can we have the slides moving, please? Thank you very much. So, like I said, as a teacher, you are at your best when you take time to sharpen your skills and brush up your subject matter knowledge. This is very important. So when we talk about strategies, when we talk about taking responsibility for your professional development, this is why we're looking at it. This is why it's important, so that you can learn skills to help you stay on top of what you do with the children in your care. Can we move on to the next slide? So if you know the goal, the question is, do you have a strategy? If you know the goal, think about you. This is more about you, the teacher. This session, this webinar is about you, the teacher, you, the educator. You are an important person. If you know the goal that you set for yourself and for the children in your care, do you have a strategy? Do you always have a plan in place to help you move, to help you achieve all that you put or set as goals for you for the year, monthly or quarterly? Do you have a strategy? You're working with a child who has learning difficulties. Do you have a strategy? So every individual, no matter who we are, should always have a strategy. Let's move on to the next slide. We're going to be looking at strategies that we have put together as the most important. We've not exhausted the list. I haven't exhausted the list here, but the most important strategies that you can use to help you attain, to help you achieve all that you have set before you. Can we have the slides, please? Thank you.
Sorry, I lost control of them myself, so.
Sorry about that.
I wasn't. Let me try again. Yeah, it's not. Right. All right.
Okay. So we're going to start up by looking at number one. Please take note and listen, participate as much as you can, because these strategies would help you as an individual, it will help you professionally, it will help you financially, it will help you as a family person, it will help you in every aspect of life. But I know that what we're doing here is education. So we're going to go straight to looking at strategies for ongoing professional growth and development. So let's look at strategy number one and two right here. The very first strategy, next slide, is to value yourself. Value yourself. In my field or in the course of teaching or interacting with teachers, I have heard a lot of teachers who say they do not like the fact that they are teachers. I have seen someone who refused to marry somebody else because she is a teacher. I want you to know today that one way you can keep growing is by valuing yourself. Understanding your professional worth as a teacher is key. That is one of the ways you value yourself. You are an important person as a teacher. Your role is key. Your role is important in your classroom. Your role is important to education, to educating the child in your country, in your nation. So you must value yourself. You need to know who you are. And then in valuing yourself, you need to understand your needs. What are my needs? How do I need to grow? To become excellent, to become efficient, what do I need to work on? These are strategies that you need to have in front of you or put in place to help you grow professionally. So first of all, number one, you must value yourself. This is important. Value yourself because you have an important role to play. You are an important player, a key player in education in your country. Whether you are a gate crasher or you came in to teach from the start, all right? A gate crasher is someone who didn't get a job but decided to start teaching. If you're that person, it doesn't matter. What matters now is that you are in the field of teaching or education or educating the child. So you must learn to value yourself. Then the second thing, the second strategy I have right here is add value to yourself. If you value yourself, you will learn to add value to yourself. It is a winning strategy any day, anytime. You will gain the confidence and ability to invest in the people around you. When you've added value to yourself, you will be able to gain the confidence and ability to invest in the people around you. Who are these people around you? The children in your care. When you learn ways to improve your teaching and learning, when you've added value to your skills, you will have the confidence to teach the children and you will have the confidence to teach others. Can we move on to the next slide? I believe that the slides will be shared. You would get all of that information. So it's important that you add value to yourself. If you value yourself, you add value to yourself. Now, let's look at this activity and I'd like you to please share in the chat. Type in any goals you have currently as an educator, as a teacher. Type in any goals you have currently, short-term goals, medium-term, long-term. Please, let's read from you in the chat. Thank you. Okay. I'm not going to read everything. Long-term goals, short-term, medium-term. Just type it in. Oh, someone says I want to be a millionaire. All right. That's great. Okay. To make English simple for the learners. Obtain a master's in primary education. Okay, thank you. Now, we're not going to dwell much on the activities, but it's great to know that you have goals that you're set for yourselves, for your career. This is really important. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next slide. As individuals who want to grow in any area of your life, it is great that you set your goals. Setting your career goals. If someone needs to mute, please. Okay, so you have to set your goals, and it's fantastic to know that we have a lot of people who have set their goals and are running with those goals. Thank you. The number 3 strategy we're looking at today is having the right attitude. We're moving on, having the right attitude. Attitude is the difference maker. Attitude is not everything, but attitude makes a lot of difference in your career. Attitude means having the right mindset. Attitude means having a growth mindset. The right attitude means staying open-minded. You want to learn. You have set your goals for your career. Now you want to move forward. You have to have the right attitude. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have a growth mindset that is not fixed. You need to know that I can learn from anybody. I can learn anytime. Anyone can teach me. You need to know that sometimes you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like going, you don't feel like moving, but yes, you're going to keep pushing. That's having the right attitude. Attitude makes the difference in your life. Attitude will make the difference. The right attitude will make the difference in your career. It is a great strategy to have when you are optimistic, when you are open-minded, when you have the right mindset, and when you have a growth mindset. It means that I can learn any day. I can learn from the children. I do not have to have it my way. I can learn any way. I can learn any other way. I just have to get things done. This is how it works. Let's have the next slide, please. Thank you. So we're going to move on to number 4 strategy. After this, what is your attitude to your professional growth? Think about it and type in the chat. What is your attitude to your professional growth? What is your attitude? When I started teaching, I believed that I didn't have to wait for my boss to train me. So my attitude, my perception of myself made me invest in my professional growth. What I always did was set aside some amount of money, and at the end of the month, I'll see what I have put together. And then, if there's any training, or there was any training at that time, I'll attend it. And this was how I grew, because I kept investing in my growth. I kept investing in myself as an educator. I kept improving because I wanted to learn more to improve those around me and also to improve myself. So I had a great attitude. I had a right mindset. I had a growth mindset. Thank you. Great, great responses. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can we move on to the next slide? It's great to know that we have participants who have a great attitude, who have a right mindset, who are open-minded and always willing to grow. So number 4 strategy that we have right here is taking the lead intentionally. Take the lead intentionally, plan your growth. Plan your growth. How do you grow intentionally? You find the right useful books. A lot of books are out there that may not be useful to your professional growth. You set goals before you. You have to find the right books. You have to find the right useful books, books that will help you learn more about the areas that you need to grow on, or in rather. You have to learn to utilize online resources. We have a lot of websites. We have a lot of online resources that you could access. We have podcasts. I listen to podcasts on Spotify. I have articles that I read from time to time. All right. You have to take advantage of these opportunities that you have. You need to take the lead. Do not wait for anyone to help you grow. You have set aside a plan to grow. So, a strategy that you need is to take the lead and intentionally plan your growth and then move with that plan. How do you grow? Take advantage of workshops and conferences. It is your responsibility as an educator to go for the best. Go for the best because you want to gain the best to help your children become the best. All right, so that they can stand anywhere in the world, they can compete with their competitors or with their peers anywhere around the world. So you have to utilize online resources. I had a meeting with our administrator yesterday, and she said to me she loves geography. One of the ways she grows in that area is going online, and then she'll ask to type in a question: what is the newest trend in geography? And it will come up for her. A lot of resources would pop up. She would go into it, dive in to learn new things. If you love to grow professionally, if you love to grow, you have to take the lead. You must find the right resources for you. They are available online. You have them in workshops, you have them as conferences. Some you have to pay for. Remember, I spoke about me. I have had times I paid huge sums to learn from people internationally, to learn from people in my local community. I did all of that because I wanted to grow. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. So number 4 strategy is take the lead intentionally, plan your growth. And number 5 right here is prioritize your learning. How do you prioritize as educators? And why should I prioritize? Because clear priorities show you what to do and where to go. A lot of people set goals at the beginning of the year, career goals, financial goals, any goals at all. But one reason they're not able to achieve it is because they do not prioritize. When you write a list of everything you want to achieve, and you are realistic with your expectations, one of the ways you can achieve all that you've set to what all your list or what you plan to do is by following through. You have to learn to eliminate distractions from your list. You've set your priorities. You listed all that you need to do. This is all I need to do today or within the month or short-term, long-term goals. Now I want to start eliminating distractions. And I want to learn to choose to complete the most important tasks daily, focusing on high value activities, but you have to learn to be flexible. I'll give you an example. I want to learn to improve my handwriting skills. Then I have a list of trainings around me that I have decided that I would love to attend. Now, a training on handwriting, a training on maybe speaking well, a training on learning to teach English and all of that. I will have to learn, even if, although those trainings are important to me, I would have to learn to prioritize. I'll take the one that is available that suits my need. But then, if there's none that is available amongst those trainings that I have come across, what do I need to do? I can be flexible. I can go ahead with the next best training for me. But what we're saying is that you have to learn to prioritize your learning because it will help you, show you how you're moving. It will help you grow. It will help you move in the right direction. Next slide, please. Okay. So strategies, strategy number 6, is by networking and collaboration. You've heard a lot of collaboration. We've talked about networking. We've talked about collaboration, because when I do this, it will help me grow professionally. Who has what I need is a question that you have to ask yourself. On a scale, I have right before me a lot of needs. I have skills as a teacher, as an educator. Now I want to grow. I want to improve. I want to increase my network. I want to reach more people. I want to learn new skills. Who has what I need? Now I'm going to go out intentionally and begin to look for them. And then who needs my skills? This is another way that you learn to grow. Because when you meet those who need your skills, as you communicate with them, you exchange ideas, you learn from them, and then you grow together. So it is important as a strategy to have that you network and collaborate. So we have people, I have a great handwriting skills, but my computer skills must improve. The other one says, my head teacher says my handwriting must improve. And this last one says, I love using technology in my classroom. Now look at these 3 people. One, they have skills, and then the other one has a need. Can we look at the next slide and let's do this together? The next slide has a question for us. And how does collaboration and networking benefit us? Can you type in the answers in the chat? How does it benefit you? You can be speaking from a place of experience. Please, not just from what you think, but what you know, what you've experienced. How does collaboration or networking benefit us or benefit you as an educator? We learn from others, exchange experiences, and solve workplace problems. Great. Easy your job, makes me learn new things, share ideas, helps me develop a new skill. Great. Networking opens doors, we grow better. Okay. Find solutions to problems. Fantastic. Thank you. Let's move on to the next slide. Thank you. Great. We think, pair, share, and it helps you grow. Great. So here are a few points we have that looks like what you have typed in the chat so far. It opens us up to opportunities, expands your knowledge, makes your work easy, and then you gain support that you need from other educators. You achieve greater success. I recently met a new teacher. She's senior. She's a senior colleague who said to me that, oh, I shared my lesson plan with her. And she said, oh, Miss Henrietta, you have a lovely lesson plan here. And then we got talking, and I found out that she has a lot of resources that she wants to share with me. And she said, I'll willingly share my resources with you. I love books. I buy a lot of books, And I think these books would help you in these other areas that you need support in. So when you collaborate with people, one of the things it helps you do, it makes your work easy and it opens you up to new ideas, ideas you've never thought of, ideas that will help your learners grow, ideas that will push your teaching forward and help your learners grow. Can we move on to the next slide? Okay, another strategy we have here is peer observation. Peer observation. I have used this a lot. It has helped me improve. One of the ways I do this is I record myself teaching or talking, and then I replay that video. It will help me know, oh, you spoke too fast here. You have to improve on this. You have to change this and that. It helps me know the areas that I need to work on. So when you do this, it is you can have this done within your school communities. Meet up with a friend who can help observe your teaching and learning. You can meet up, number one way is meet up with people in your school communities. This is linked to collaborating with other people. One way teachers grow is when they collaborate. I find out that teachers sometimes do not like to share ideas. This is not a good practice. We have to learn to share and exchange ideas so that we can achieve a goal, or the vision or the goal, that we've set before us together. So meet up with people within your school communities, ask them to observe your teaching, ask them to observe you, and then give you feedback. This will help you grow. This will help you grow. And then another way is during your teaching and learning. During your teaching and learning, you can actually invite someone who is not busy or ahead, a leader in your school, can come in for observation. You ask them to observe you and give you feedback. This will help you grow. It will help you know the areas that you need to work in, maybe your time management, maybe your introduction, your starter, maybe you're used to having a one style or way of teaching, maybe you're fixated on that style. When you get people's feedback and ideas or their thoughts on your teaching, what it helps you do, it helps you look at other ways that you can learn to do things better. And then you're going to start asking, oh, what can I do here? What do I need to change so that my teaching will improve? Because strategies help you grow. Things have changed in education. The children we have are different. We can't keep teaching them the same way. We want to learn new ways to help our learners grow. We want to learn new ways to improve them. So we have to keep improving ourselves as educators. And then here we have teacher to teacher. It could virtually, it could be on site. Meet your friends. Tell them you want to grow in this area. Can you teach me or can you observe me? Can you do this so that I can know my strengths and my weaknesses and know what I need to work in? I've had teachers walk up to me to ask me questions. I've also had to meet teachers to ask questions, okay, about these areas. I've also had teachers observe my teaching and I've done the same, okay, because we have a goal, which is to grow intentionally. And we have the next slide. Let's look at the next strategy that we have right in front of us. Yes, thank you. Self-evaluation is also important. And that leads us to number 8 strategy, which is to journal your time. Reflection, reflective practices of having a reflective journal will help you a lot. You have to journal your time. You've taught the children, you've done what you need to do in a day. You have to go back after each activity or at the end of the day, rather, and then journal your activities. Write down all you accomplished with your learners. How could you have done this better? Or what was excellent about your lesson? So you're going to write down your success areas and then the areas that you need to improve in. All of these strategies are excellent strategies if you decide that you want to put them to work. So you must learn to reflect. I have taught excellently today. What was excellent about your lesson? what was excellent about it? You're going to note it. Oh, I did XYZ with child A, with my high flyers. Oh, what could you have done better? And you now begin to think about it. What could I do better? What could I have done better with my low achievers? I don't know what you call them. What could you have done better with the middle achievers? What could you do better with those children who seem to be on top, those high flyers? What else could you do to help them grow? These are strategies that will help you grow as a teacher, as an educator, any way, any day, anytime. If you learn to reflect, so you learn to keep a reflective journal. Your journal can be a book, a notebook, an exercise book, something that you don't have to throw everywhere or anywhere. Keep it all together. It will help you go back to it, and then you look at it so that when next you're planning, you will know how to plan better. Okay, you will know what to do better. Sorry, we lost the line. It will help you know what to do better. And then the strategy we have here, strategy number 9, is to take action. You have to learn to take action. Most people plan, but one reason their plans do not come to light or become a reality is because they do not action their plans. They do not action their plans. They don't put action to what they have planned to do. And then at the end of the year, or at the end of the time frame you gave yourself, what's going to happen is that you want to go back again, and start planning all over. When you learn to execute, when you put to action all that you planned for yourself as an educator, you would be glad. You will have yourself to thank. You'll be proud of who you have become. All right. And people will learn to trust you. People will respect you, and you will become a voice because you have learned again and again how to do things better. And then you will be able to have the right words. Thank you. You'll be able to have the right skills or the right experience to share with people, relatable experiences, because you have been through that. All right. So I want to charge you today to learn to action all that you have set before you. We are in the month of October, coming to an end very soon, will be the year 2023. What are the goals you've set for yourself? You have to learn to put action, no matter how little it is. Don't overlook it. You must learn to action everything you have planned. Can we have the next slide, please? Thank you for the comments. So before we take the last activity, we're going to have a recap of the strategies that we have talked about today. Number 1 was that we should value ourselves. Value your role as an educator because you are important. Even if you work in a school where people look down on you, you must learn to value yourself. Tell yourself, my role is important. I am an educator. I am a key player in this field. So you must learn to value yourself. And then when you value yourself, you will add value to yourself. You don't just end at valuing yourself. Don't just end at that. You must learn to add value to yourself by learning the right skills, sharpening your skills, keep improving on yourself. And then number 3, we said that you need to have the right attitude to learning. A lot of teachers do not have it. You need to take it on yourself to have the right attitude. Be open-minded, be willing to learn new skills from anywhere, from anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. You can learn from a child. A child has taught me how to pronounce a certain word before. I didn't take any offense. I knew that that child knew that word, and I learned from that child. It was a mistake. We learn every day. So we must be ready to learn. Keep an open mind. Don't shut opportunities to learn down. Don't shut it down. I'm proud of every teacher on this platform because you are taking it upon yourself to invest in yourself. And we said number 4, that you have to intentionally plan your growth. You have to be intentional about it. This year, I set goals before me. I set aside a huge sum of money from my monthly pay, and I decided to learn a skill. I did it. It wasn't easy. but it was an intentional thing because I wanted to grow. It was an intentional plan because I wanted to grow. So you have to be willing to make some sacrifices no matter where you are in the world. And then number 5, we said you have to learn to prioritize. Distractions will set in. We are in Africa, even anywhere around the world, people will always have needs, all right? But you have little time or lesser opportunities to learn skills that will shoot you upward. You want to grow upward, you want to grow forward, you do not want to be stagnant. You have to learn to prioritize your learning because you want to become a master, you want to become a voice, you want to learn skills that will help you keep moving your children forward. And learners in Africa, you want to be a voice that can teach other teachers how to do what they do with the children in their classrooms. And then we talked about collaborating and networking. Network with people around you. If you are a shy type, like I used to be very shy and I'm still very reserved, but I try as much as possible to push myself. You have to learn to prioritize collaboration. Let it be on your list. I want to collaborate. I go on LinkedIn, I look out for teachers who are doing excellent work, or teachers anywhere. I send a connection. We're connecting on Facebook, we're connecting. And when I attend workshops, I go around and say hello to 1 or 2 persons that I'm comfortable with, and then I want to learn something new from them. That's how you grow. So you have to learn to collaborate and network with people, whether in your country or from another country. It's fine. Just go ahead and do it because there's always something new to learn from the next person. And then I talked about number 7, that you have to embrace observation, pair observation. Allow your friends observe you, allow your colleagues observe you because you have a goal. Don't be proud. Don't let it keep you where you are. You want to grow, so you have to learn to allow people observe you and then tell them to give you the feedback that they have for you. And then we set number 8, that you must reflect. Keep it as a journal. Don't just reflect in your head and then, oh, I've reflected and that's fine. No, keep it in your journal. This will help you grow. And number 9, we said that you have to learn to execute. Put action to all that you have planned to do as an educator. Put action to it. Challenges will always come in, distractions will come in, but you have to learn to action your plan. Let's have the next slide, please. All right, so the last activity we have here is, now we've talked about everything. What are you planning to do now? Put your thoughts in the chat. Think about it. Look at yourself. Mention your name. What are you planning to do now? Now that you've learned about strategies that will help you to take responsibility for your professional growth, what would you like to do now? Thank you very much. Put your thoughts in the chat. Let's hear from you. You want to enhance your methodology. Now you want to share how, in what way. Okay, so want to hear from you. Action my plans. Can we be specific? Yes, so over to you, Gary. Thank you. Okay.
Hey Gary, are you there, Gary?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm just I'm looking at the chat and at my screen at the same time. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much, Henrietta, for your presentation so far. I mean, let's see if anybody has any specific questions they'd like to ask you. So there's lots of plans there about what people want to do. There's also people asking about your book as well. So people are asking where they can get your, well, they're asking you to send them their book, which I'm not sure you would want to do specifically, but you might put details of where they might get it from. So in the chat, so that and we can put that link so that people can maybe order it online. I don't know whether it's available online. Is it available online?
Yeah, it's available. I'll share it on the Telegram group. Basically, my Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn, and then maybe when we share on Telegram, we could talk more about that.
Okay. All right. So has anybody got any questions? People asking about sharing the PowerPoint. Well, we'll do that anyway. Somebody said talking about keeping a journal. Does anybody want to ask any specific questions of Henrietta about particular points that she's raised? So somebody's asking about joining the Telegram group, so we can put details about that. Do you have that immediately available, Steve, so you can slot the link into the chat?
Yeah, I'm about to share it.
Yeah, so the plan is, I mean, with any of these sessions, I mean, Henrietta's talking about reflection. Well, we probably need a bit of time to reflect on what Henrietta said. So on Friday, this next Friday, we'll have a discussion around the ideas that have been raised, and maybe you can come along with specific plans and we can talk about them. So Tomide has put, I don't know whether it's a he or a she, put their hand up. So I'll ask them to unmute and ask their question. So do you have a specific question?
Hello, may I ask a question? Can anybody hear me?
Thank you very much.
Hold on, we had Tomide who was, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, may I continue, please? All right, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Tomide Adewale. Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Chanda, I have a important question to ask you.
Hold
I'm
on,
from Mauritius.
wait a minute, we've got two people at the same time. Can we let
I
Tomide
just want.
go first?
I
Right.
couldn't hear you clearly. Can you please repeat?
Yeah. So Tomide was asking a question. So if you just wait a minute.
Okay.
Tomide?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. The question is related to one of the strategies, and that's particular about valuing oneself. That's the very first strategy. If a person works in an organization where he or she is not valued, probably by the parents or even the employers, what's your advice? What should such person do? How would that person value himself in that type of environment?
Okay, thank you, Tomide, for that question. One truth I've come to learn is that I do not depend on other people's words to understand or appreciate my worth or my person. When you would always find yourself in various organizations where people do not appreciate your work. I've experienced that myself. You would have parents who do not like you. You would have bosses who do not like you. This should not stop you from agreeing or accepting who you are, because you know that you are important. So you don't need anybody's affirmation to help you or make you believe in yourself. You must look at yourself as a person of worth, and then you would say to yourself, you say this to you every day: I am valuable. No matter what comes my way, I am important. No matter what people do to me, I am great, I am important. But then you would also need to look at areas they might be talking about. Are there things you need to work on? There are teachers who are not, then put it this way, who make errors in marking, grading students' work or their learners' work. Parents would also definitely complain about such a person. So if there's any key area or any reason they complain about you or they do not like you, you want to look at that area. You want to look at what they're talking about, but then you do not need them. Then thirdly, I would say that if you find yourself in a negative environment, in a toxic environment, maybe that would be a great time for you to plan your exit. to plan a way to look for somewhere better, because you need to be okay. Your mental well-being is important and it should be top priority for you. I believe I've been able to answer that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tamide. So let's try Eng Jinao. Let's ask Eng to unmute and.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi everyone. My name is Abdul Kadir. I'm from Somalia, and I have teacher experience with almost 3 years. And so I would like to thank or to appreciate to British consuls for this opportunity. And I would like to ask you, Mrs. Henrietta, what is the important thing to consider or note when I value myself in my class? Thank you.
Okay, please, can you come again? What is the important thing to do what? I didn't get that part.
What is the important thing to consider or not when I value myself in my classroom, especially with the students?
What the important thing to consider is you. When we talk about valuing yourself, we're saying look at yourself. Who are you? Who are you? What do you bring to the table? How important are you as a person? How important are you? It's not about pride, but it's about saying, this is who I am. I am an important person here. So you're considering your role in that classroom as a teacher. You're considering your presence, your person. Who am I? What have I come here to do? Okay? When you've looked at how important you are as a person, if you were not important, the school would not employ you. And if you weren't important, you won't approach the school to give you a job. So you want to look at how important you are as a person. Look at your person, look at your role in that school. That is how it begins. That is how it starts. Your role, your purpose, your assignment. That is what you need to look at. Those are the important areas you need to consider when you are valuing yourself. Thank you. So it means you're looking at how useful, resourceful, and productive you are in that school. So that wraps it up. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's try the next person. So Wale Carlos, would you like to ask your question?
Welcome.
Yes, I hope you're doing fine, miss.
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
I am.
I'm Wale Carlos from Angola, and I teach English for 4 years now. Well, I teach in an English center, and I have some students who are at the same age group as I am. But the problem comes when I'm in a classroom, they are in the same age group as me. So when I teach, I tend to be like their friends. And sometimes I kind of confuse whether I'm valuing myself. So it's like in a situation like this, when the students feel more comfortable when I'm like a friend, what should I do? Or what does it mean to value myself?
My name is
Well,
a participant from this country.
Okay, this is about, I don't see any problem with you coming down to the level of the children. We're talking about you as a person. Remember, the topic is taking responsibility for your professional growth. And then we decided to look at strategies for growing, strategies to grow professionally. What you mentioned is a great thing to do. Coming down to the level of your learners does not mean you're looking down on yourself. You're doing an excellent job. You're doing an excellent work if you come down to the level of your learners and your learners are able to access learning, that your learners are able to do excellently. You're doing an excellent job already. So I don't see any problem with that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please.
Can I add to that?
Okay, Gary would decide, but
Who's speaking, please?
My name is Chiamaka. Can I add to what Henrietta just said?
Go on then, yes.
Okay, so what I just wanted to say is that it's actually an achievement if you're teaching your peers, because that means that it's not that they're more intelligent than they are, or that you are more intelligent than they are. It simply means that you just know a little bit more than they do on the topic. All right. And you've obviously done some research work, because that's exactly what you're trying to help them achieve. So you don't need to feel bad. Rather, you should feel proud. And then you have to keep upgrading yourself to ensure that at every point in time, you remain their friends, and they always have to come to you if they have any problems with their English speaking, learning, or anything on English. That's it.
thank you, Chiamaka. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So we have
I am a participant
next
from
person is
International Sub-Saharan School, Ilishoram, Ogun State, Nigeria. Please, I missed strategy number 2. Please, can you repeat it for my sake, ma'am?
Okay, number 2 was that you should add value to yourself by improving, attending conferences, reading books, listening to podcasts, finding useful resources online to help you grow. That was number 2. Adding value to yourself as an educator or in any other area that you want to grow in.
Yeah, can I just say to people, if people put their hands up,
Hello?
we'll try and do people in order of putting their hands up. So please don't just start talking, because it's quite difficult to manage in an environment like this.
Yeah.
So thank you for the comment and the question, but please wait for me to actually direct you to ask a question. So the next person is Nyasha.
Thank you very much, and Henrietta, for the presentation. My question comes like, I would like to pick on the collaboration. How do you convince a colleague when you are taking the same class, like you are both taking stage 6, and then you have quite a number of ideas to share with a colleague who is taking stage 6 also, and the colleague accepts when you are doing that, but it would continue, you are the one who is always trying to push, to give ideas and all the other things to help the kids.
Okay. Oh, all right. What I would say about that is that not everyone is interested in learning or growing. What you want to do is find the right people that would help you, that you can learn from. So when you start up or when you keep giving, very soon you wouldn't feel the energy, or you won't want to pour out anymore. So what you want to do is look for willing colleagues, people who are interested in learning, people who have your interests at heart. You don't have to go back to the same colleagues. It's important that you do it together, because you're teaching probably in the same setting and all of that, but you must find the right people within your space who are willing to help you grow as well, because you can't be the only one giving. You also need to receive. You must also receive. So you have to find the right people or the right person that will help you in that area. And then once in a while, you can share with your colleague, just because you love to share and because you love to help other people grow. That's it for me. Do I have time for more?
I think we've got time for one more question. Let me just remind you that next Friday at 5 o'clock, if you are already on the Telegram teachers group or you want to join it, and I put a link to the group in the chat, we can carry on with the questions. So we won't have time to do all of them. So we just have Nicole ask a final question, and then if you want to join the group or you're already a member of the group, then come along next Friday and Henrietta will deal with other questions. So let me just ask Dr. Nicole Meno, would you like to ask your question?
Okay, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And, thank you so much, Gary, for the great presentation. Truly, it was not a question as such. I raised my hand because I wanted to say something concerning the questions of those. There's one who talked about not being valued in a school where you teach, and then somebody else had a concern about teaching our students of same age group. I just had one thing to add to what has already been said, that what you carry makes a way for you. That's what I believe. I started teaching, I was so young, and almost everybody in the class was my age. I even had students in my class who were older than me. So the only thing I had to do was to show them that I had something that they did not have, as the facilitator just said a while ago. You carry something that they need. And also preparing before going to the class. When they know that you know, and that they have something to receive from you, they sit up. And whether they appreciate you or not, I don't think your attitude, I think I made it in the comment box. People's attitude should not make you change the good person that you are. Give what you have, and one day that one will make a way for you. That's what I had to add. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nicole. Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you.
Okay, well, there are quite a lot of questions still to come, but we don't have time to ask them. So I see that Tesfaye has asked a question from the Telegram group. So one of the things that happens while we're having these webinars is that Steve summarizes the ideas in the Telegram group. So can I just ask you, so we can, encourage that in the Telegram group, Henrietta? Tesfaye is asking about the third strategy, have the right attitude. What is your view on the attitude of the community towards teachers? Do you think that is optimistic? So what about then the idea of having the right attitude? I presume he means the broader community, not just the school community. So we'll just finish on that to sort of make sure that we make the connection between the webinar and the Telegram group. So could you make any comment on that?
Well, we can't determine what people would say about us. We can't determine what the community feels about us. All we need to do is do what is right, do what we need to do, and just keep moving on. But wherever we need to make corrections, we can always go to that aspect and make corrections. But we cannot change people's views or people's attitude towards us, right? So we would like, I would also like to look at this question again, and then if there's more, I'll post it on the Telegram group. I've asked her to please repeat it. Okay, it's on the Telegram group already. Oh, all right, so I'm going to look at that, and then I'll give another, maybe more, another response if need be. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm sure Tesfaye, who's an active participant on the Telegram group, will have lots to say.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much again, Henrietta, for a very stimulating talk. People have obviously enjoyed it immensely and have got lots of things to say.
Please excuse me. Please excuse me. What is the role of growth mindset in all this, man?
Sorry, I'm afraid we're going to have to stop now. We don't have time to carry on the discussion. So if people want to carry on this discussion, then please join the Telegram group. I'm putting up the link again to the Telegram group, and we can have a great discussion next Friday. It doesn't have to wait till next Friday. You can, get on the Telegram group now, and Henrietta is also on the group. I'm on the group. Other people are there. Tesfaye. There are other people, lots of other people in the group.
How we can get our certifications?
Yeah, you can see there are two ways. There are links there have been links put on the chat, but also you will get an email that asks you to fill in a form. And once you've filled in the feedback form, you can then, it will prompt you to get a certificate. So that's how it works.
Yeah. Hello, Gary. I am also online. So thank you very much for your help and support.
That's okay, no problem.